Namaste, my dear friends. In the last video, I talked about the stages of evolution of working with the Kundalini. But most importantly, we must have some prerequisites prior to working with the Kundalini. This is because our life is going to dramatically change when we start working with ourselves, on ourselves. So there are a set of prerequisites that I would like to recommend based on my own personal experience as well as the experience that I've gained in helping some of my students work through this process, in some cases in a very positive way, in some cases in challenging ways. The first and foremost prerequisite I would say is to have the intimate guidance and care of a competent teacher under whose supervision we must follow these practices. Because, my dear friends, the spiritual path is going to be a challenging one where we face our darknesses, where we confront our structures, hidden structures, that sometimes we don't know what it is. And we may never know what it is because some of these are things that we are inheriting from our ancestors. So it can be a very disturbing and challenging time, and that is why we need the guidance of a teacher to hold us and support us in this process. But not only for this reason. To work with something like this, we need to have very subtle tools. The subtle tools of yoga are very powerful, but at the same time, when misappropriately used, can be very dangerous. That is why we need a competent teacher who has all the knowledge and experience of how to work with these tools, how to teach these tools appropriately for the student, because there is no standardized approach, because each student will have to be taught these differently. You may have the same knife, but the same knife, you have to use it to cut a tomato very differently than to cut a pineapple. You have to be very careful. The same pressure will not work. The same direction of slicing will not work. So that is why, even if the tools are similar, the way it has to be taught and applied to each student will be different. That is where we need the guidance of a teacher. That's the first. The second is we need to create space and time. These processes require enormous patience, and what it will awaken in us also needs to be given some space and time for it to be processed. And that is why if we are busy in our day-to-day life, very stressed, we don't have so much time, and if we are only doing practice as a checklist on our day, okay, I've done my practice, then it's not really a good time to engage with these kind of practices. We need to give ourselves the space and time that is required for this kind of practices to be done and for the effects to manifest. That's the second prerequisite, I would say. The last one, in my view, is Paravairakya, the detachment of the highest order, which comes only through a devotion to the divine. Whether the divine is a God that you believe in, or the divine is the universal nature that you believe in, or a universal consciousness you believe in, we need to have a connection to something higher than us, because we are working with our ego that tends to dominate us, making us believe that we are the master. In order to let go of that, we need to link ourselves with something higher, and that is why we need to have detachment from the ego through an attachment to a higher consciousness. And that is why bhakti or devotion is very essential when we are working in this process. So these three, I would say, are the most important prerequisites, and when we have this, all other prerequisites will automatically come. Namaste, my dear friends, and all the best working with your Kundalini. Namaste. Namaste, my dear friends. My name is Kausthub Desikachar. and I'm the current lineage holder of the Viniyoga tradition. Thank you for watching our YouTube video today, and if you enjoyed it, please subscribe to the channel by clicking the subscription button nearby below, and also the bell icon so that you're notified on our up-to-date uploads of our video. We happily upload each week at least one video and discuss fantastic topics about the traditional aspects of yoga, so we can keep the learning as pure and as close to the source as possible. So join our community and let us spread this fantastic knowledge of yoga. And if you like our videos, please leave a comment about what you think, and if you don't like our videos, please also let us know how we can improve. Namaste, dear friends.